Hello, this is Diana. This is my Trailblazers of the Universe YouTube channel. On my channel, I'm helping you fearlessly and unapologetically live your best, most authentic life. I am helping you break through your barriers and transcend any limitations you may have. If that sounds good to you, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. Before we get started, I also offer intuitive transformational coaching. So if you need intuitive guidance on your spiritual healing and or self-improvement journey, my contact information is in this video description. I also have a Facebook group, an Instagram, and a TikTok. The links are in this video description below as well. Today's weekly intuitive message is, you have to learn to walk before you learn to fly. So I made an intuitive message last week that was about you being right where you need to be. And this kind of is a sequel to that. A lot of people are trying to rush to go to the finish line. Finish line of what? A lot of people are not happy where they're at and just want to be over there so bad. Want to be at a certain point and they don't feel like they're there, or they feel like it's far away and they're resisting the present moment. They're resisting all the blessings and lessons that are in the present moment that are going to help you get to where you want to go. Our reality that we're manifesting, right? And it's not a trying process. We're always manifesting through our beliefs, our mindset, and our state of being, or your vibration. Why you're not over there yet, or where you want to be in your life, if your mindset, beliefs, and state of being, or vibration, were in alignment with that reality, you would be in that reality. So we also have to take responsibility for how we're showing up every day. For what are we believing? What are we allowing into our energy field? What are we agreeing with? What are we believing is true for us? Where is our vibration at? And it's not about being happy and getting there. Usually is through shadow work. It's not about being all love and light and being in a positive mood all the time, having a positive mindset all the time. Yeah, that's great, but a lot of it's going through the darkness, confronting your shadow, confronting your fears, insecurities, unprocessed trauma that's been kind of in your shadow, right? Kind of following you around. Anything that you've been rejecting, any parts of yourself you've been rejecting, that's where it's at. The journey is through the shadow into the light, right? It's integrating it. It's not about, I did some shadow work, now I'm healed. No, it's about balancing your light and your darkness, right? So there's a journey, and there are lessons where you're at right now, whatever it might be. There always is a lesson. Once you extract the lesson and pass the test, right, then you're getting to that level. Like for me, for example, I want to buy a house. That's what I'm looking into next. I have like a dream house I want to buy. And if I were there mentally and vibrationally, we could even say financially, right, I would be there, right? But there's a journey. You know, I didn't manage my money well for a very long time. And I'm finally learning to do that. It took a long time. I went through addiction. I went through trauma. And I'm not trying to blame it on that. I was very quick to act on my impulse and spend. And sometimes it's still something I'm working on. I'm in this apartment I moved out of, kind of like bad situations I was in, whatever. I became more independent and I got an apartment. I want that house. And sometimes I'll be like, I wish I had this house and this property and stuff. But there are tests here, living in this apartment. And I'm paying off some credit card debt I have. I had to do a lot of cleanup for my addiction stage of my life. So there's a lot I had to do, like emotional healing, having a better mindset. I did a lot of damage to myself physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually when I went through that addiction. It was pretty rough on me. And then my mom took her life. I went through a lot of stuff. And some of the addiction kind of went into I would go spend instead. Like that emotional drive to do that. So that's something I've been working on. And if I were there, I would be there, right? We talk about also wanting to go full-time in your purpose, right? I'm still working a job right now. While I'm trying to do my content, I'm trying to build a business, right? I'm trying to like narrow down my niche, because I have a lot of different areas that I like, that I'm interested in. And I'm building my audience. There is a process to that. And if I would I'm full-time doing my purpose, doing my content, maybe doing speaking events, live events, whatever, go more full-time with coaching and things like that, right? I would be there already if it was time, But there's a journey to that, and I'm learning a lot in the process. Yes, I can get mad because I'm still working a matrix job. I'm still in this apartment. You know, you always want more and more and more. Sometimes we want to be over there so bad. We're like missing out on all the gems right here in the current moment. All the lessons, and even building a business or getting a house, whatever. There's some things I need to learn to do now, like in this apartment, and I'm learning about managing finances better, like cleaning, repairs, and things like that, even in this apartment. Like, I've actually learned a lot just from being in this apartment now. You know, before I was living with boyfriends, living with roommates. I finally became more independent, and even with my parents, you know, when I was trying to recover from my addiction, I like I said, I did a lot of damage to myself. And sometimes I beat myself up, like, man, I should have been here a while ago. I should be getting a house by now. I should be full-time doing my purpose. But I beat myself up a lot. But know that there's a journey to this. I've come a long way to this time right now. There's still more healing I'm doing. There's still more learning I'm doing. And all this is preparing me for when I get there. Just like when I went to rehab for my addiction. That was needed. I couldn't just skip. I could have been stuck in my addiction and been like, oh, I wish I was sober. I wish I was not on this lifestyle anymore. Yeah, of course I felt that way. But you know what? You let that drive you to where you need to go. There's a process I'm building. I'm trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. There's going to be a lot of trial and error. So the millionaire version of Diana that has this nice house and booming business and inspiring millions of people, that's a different version of me, right? How would I think, feel, and act? Now, I am doing a lot of that, but there's a process to that. You're taking steps. It isn't just you quantum. I mean, you can quantum jump to that reality. I'm not saying it's not possible, but there is a process, right? In the way I'm thinking, feeling, and acting. And there's still some lessons I need to learn where I'm at right now. There's a lot of lessons I'm learning that are very valuable right now. I'm trial and error. I'm learning more about business. You're going to try this. This might not work out, but hey, then I'm going to figure out this works better for me. So just some motivation wherever you're at right now. If you're not happy with where you're at, man, there are a lot of lessons where you're at right now. And you might even have a day when you miss where you're at right now. As crazy as it sounds, even when I was in rehab, you know, I wasn't working or anything. I had to take care of myself. I was on my healing journey, even though there were some restrictions there and everything, right? They're a part of that I actually liked. I actually got to just sit and like heal myself. And I have all this stress, and I wasn't even doing content at that time. You know, I was healing myself, recovering, and even that had that purpose, right? And it was kind of nice. I got to sit there and just work on myself. Yeah, I had to do some tough stuff, some shadow work, a lot of just changing my life around completely. But there's parts of that I do like. I couldn't have been even where I'm at now in that mindset where I was back then, right? Where I was vibrationally. There's a process. It's like stepping stones, right? And there are going to be tests at every stepping stone. And there's going to be a new level of challenges. The more you elevate and rise and improve yourself, you're shifting to the next level. There's going to be tests at that new level too that are going to be even more challenging, right? The challenges you're facing right now are going to be very different from the challenges at where you want to be, right? So learn the lessons now. How you face the challenges now is going to determine how you face the challenges when you're at that level. So you have to walk before you learn to fly, right? You can't just go straight jump off the roof, right? You don't know how to fly yet. You haven't even learned how to walk yet, right? When you hit that finish line of what? Then there's going to be something else you're reaching for, something else you're seeking, a new level you're trying to reach too. So you're always evolving, you're always changing. There's going to always be challenges. So try to be more present and stop looking at the lack like, oh, I'm not here yet, I don't have this yet. Man, you've come so far. Look at the journey. Give yourself credit for how far you've come. And where you're at right now is perfect. Like I said in my last message. Even as when I get to being a full-time business owner, I'm going to have new sets of challenges too. And everything I'm learning right now, even though I feel like I'm butting my head against the wall sometimes, trying to figure out what direction to go, like, this is all part of the journey. I'm learning what I want and what I do want and what I don't want. And sometimes the contrast is what drives us. Sometimes even being miserable in this moment right now is going to drive you to where you want to go. Like, for instance, me going through my addiction, right? I was miserable, and then that drove me to even get to doing the content and to taking this path. It was all part of the process. They were all steps in the process. So take your time. There's no rush. It's better to thoroughly experience what you need to experience and learn the lesson before you get to that next level. It's like you're graduating that level. Now it's time to go to the next level. Just pacing yourself, not beating yourself up. Having patience is very important, and finding value in whatever situation you're in. Extracting the lesson and not repeating the same mistakes, right? Because then right when you're about to go evolve to the next level, there's going to be a test or a trigger or something that's going to be like, are you going to be your old self or are you going to respond as your new self, right? And it's okay if you go backwards, it's not backwards if you're learning something, right? As long as you're like, oh, I need to respond in this way. Oh, this is what I'm going to do in this situation. Oh, this is why that happened, right? Just learning and evolving and adapting to changes is very important. Now you learn to walk, then you're going to learn to run, and then you're going to learn to fly. So it's really about meeting yourself where you're at and accepting and loving yourself where you're at. This is part of your journey. And everything even I learned in the past is relevant to this moment right now. Things that I'm working on, challenges I'm having now, everything I learned up to this point has helped me. It's all connected, right? Wherever at your journey, you're right where you need to be. You have to learn to walk before you learn to fly. So keep learning, keep evolving, and just having acceptance and love for yourself no matter where you're at in your journey. The fact that you're even trying to heal and do better and improve yourself and are taking steps towards your goals and your dreams and your healing journey, no matter how small they are, is progress. That's all I have for today. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share if it resonates as well. Have a good day. Namaste.